welcome you and thank you all for coming to this lovely photography exhibition provided to us by Gary Potts. We truly appreciate it, and we appreciate you all being here to celebrate his magnificent photography and just to enjoy it. We would also ask that you just take your time today and look around and enjoy. With that in mind, I'm going to turn it over to Marla Jones. We have a special guest all the way from, I guess he's still in Texas. Arizona, he's in Arizona. And so Marla, here you go. You want me to put him in hold? What do you want to do?
Sure, I don't mind. So we have a dear friend, a lifelong friend, Gary Potts, and that would be Charlie Walker. He's no stranger to this crowd, but he wanted to say a few sentiments, so I told him the best way we could do that without him coming in person was just to have him on the iPad. So, Charlie, can you see everybody?
I can see nearly everybody. It's a good news that it's a big enough crowd that I can't quite see everybody in one picture. That's great. That is just great. Well, Marla, thank you so much. Dr. Craig, thank you very much. And all the staff there at the museum for not only allowing me to connect virtually in this way. Given the perfect world, I certainly would be back in Lawrence County and hometown Bedford today. The circumstances and distance and time keep me from there right now. Susan and I do expect to be back there a little bit later in the year before the exhibit is over. So we will be back on home turf soon. But today is a very special day, and I'm very delighted to just be able to participate in opening Gary's exhibit of photography here. As Marla mentioned, and I think almost of you know, Gary and I go back a long, long way down on South 8th Street, particularly to start with, at 24th and 8th Street. Decades ago, and it's been a long and lasting and very solid and pleasing friendship for me, and it's a great pleasure to be able to be a part of a little part of this opening of his exhibit. And I don't know how many of you had a chance before. Sarah, I see Sarah in the audience. She's lived with his photography for decades now.
Good and bad.
I don't know how many of you have had a chance to see, view, and enjoy Gary's photography over the years, but now you get a chance to do so. And you will love it. You are already enjoying it, and come back and see it, because the more you look at it, the more you get out of it. So come back to the exhibit. It really pleases me that the museum has been able to not only install the exhibit for this day, a few days, but for a couple of months to enjoy, for more people to be able to enjoy as the next few months go on. Just the few examples of Gary, and mention to them how many images you believe you have taken over the last few decades, which he has selected examples of his most pleasing to him, both in terms of memories, I'm sure, as well, and artistry from a photographic standpoint. He has chosen to display, print and display today. So again, a great pleasure to be a part of my longtime friend's great day there in Bedford. And back over to you. Please enjoy the exhibit and the reception.
Thank you so much. Charlie's going to stay with us throughout the rest of the program, but our next speaker is Carol Ritter. And Martha, there's a seat for you up here, dear. Or anyone else would like to sit, there's 2 seats up here in front. Okay? All right.
Hey, Charlie, good to see you.
Yeah, see you.
We do go back a long way, all 3 of us, Charlie, Gary, and myself. 8th Street and High Street. Picture yourself back in the 1958 to 1960s, and we were riding bikes together, hiking down to Leatherwood Creek together, and that was the days of Lincoln School, the old Lincoln School. And actually, Gary and I both went there. Gary and I had the same first grade teacher, Mrs. Emma Miller. Quite an impression to start your career. And from that point, of course, we went through junior high and high school. on to Purdue University, and I finished up at Indiana University with my education degree. And we did a lot of early things in Gary Potts' shed. Back behind on the back behind 8th Street began the rocket career. Gary and I and Charlie all kind of started together, and then another good friend who has now passed away, Larry Little. He lived over on 25th. But we were a group, and we made these model rockets together, and did a lot of launching on about every day and every weekend of our little model rockets. And of course, that was foundation for the further explorations of Charlie then, who went way beyond H Street and I Street. But we all began this together. Our first cameras and our first experiences taking pictures really came with the rocket launches. We all had our cameras and we were all shooting away as these rockets took off up into the air. And Gary was among that group too. We all had Paul Mitchell, Lee Hutchinson, and some other very memorable names from the past that some of you knew. And Lee is still with us today, of course. And so we go back a long way. From the Big Reds at Hancock Grocery, which we call Happy's. We got our Big Reds there, and rode our bikes around from Jingo's and Fields' Grocery and Hancock's Grocery and all in the neighborhood. And then, as I said, we did a lot of explorations down in the creek bottoms and did a lot of things there together too. So Gary and I and Charlie, we go back a long ways. But today we're commemorating something special that Gary graduated on to much more in photography, to the professional category, and as a professional judge of photographs. And the exemplary work that you see here from my very dear and good friend. We were good friends in those days. We're still good friends today too. So recognizing all of this, I would like to then turn it over to Gary. I think he's next on the program to tell about his journeys. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh gosh, with two introductions like that from two bosom friends, I don't know hardly what to say or what to add. First off, I am delighted with the crowd. Seriously, I walked in this morning and saw all these chairs, and I said there are way too many chairs here for the number of people that are going to come. And I meant it. I'm overwhelmed. I am humbled that Bedford would do this and would do it at the Lawrence County Historical Museum. It began in the rocketry days. What Carol didn't say was that we used our cameras to try to catch the explosive liftoff launches and freeze the rockets in midair. I cannot tell you how many frames I have at which there's nothing but a little smoke trail. The rocket's long gone. And practice makes perfect, I guess, over time. That camera that I used was given to me by two dear, dear friends. And the people that first hired me, sorry if I tear up, but they are special. Just down the street at 1009 15th Street was Martin Photo Service and Hobby Supply.
Yeah.
And as a 14-year-old who frequented the place so often, they asked me if I would like to work part-time there. The photography, I was in there looking at the model cars and buying model cars, but then the cameras, John took me under his wing and started teaching me about what is an f-stop, what is a shutter speed, what is ASA in those days, ISO today, what's film speed, critiquing my images, always coming in with my chest extended saying, "Look at these beauties, John." To which John would rightly say, "There's a lot of work that needs to be done here, Mary." And that humbling was real. That was necessary. And it was a way to grow. There was another man that came in and was friends with him called Joe Myers.
Yes.
Joe Myers had a studio further on down 15th Street and did professional portraiture for many years. And Joe said, "Come down to the lab. Let me show you some things." Joe actually took my picture of Bobby Kennedy, which is probably one of my most favorite images, and made a 4x5-inch copy negative for me so I would never ever lose the record of having made that image on a 35mm camera. Well, on to Purdue and studying engineering with this guy coming up a year behind me. Actually, what Carol didn't say was that all four of us went to Purdue to be astronauts. We just did. And one made it. Thank goodness. I did become an engineer. I worked at Eli Lilly for 34 years, but the passion of photography never left. It never left. I have done photography ever since I was 14, so do the math. I'm 78 now. I think that's about 64 years worth. And it's just been a joy. Yes, Sarah has lived through 56 of those photography years. She even, bless her heart, this is how committed she was to our relationship. She accompanied me at Purdue University into the dark rooms of the yearbook. While I had to meet a deadline to print pictures for the Purdue yearbook in 1968. I can't say maybe we didn't hold hands or kiss in that dark room at some point in time. No, that's a whole other story. But after that, working at Lilly, I was afforded the opportunity to go to a lot of places, see a lot of things, visit countries from Saudi Arabia to Ecuador. You know, I was able to really travel a lot in my career. We lived abroad in London for 5 years, and so you see images around here that I've captured at various and sundry locations. The sheep on the hillside back in the back are from Stourhead when we lived in England. The picture of the old man over here that I call Old Salt is from Kinsale, County Cork, where Lilly had and has a manufacturing plant, on and on. So it's been a hobby, but then it got serious. And I never, however, I have to tell this real quick, and then I'm going to shut up, let you walk upstairs and see the exhibit. I never wanted to be a full-time photographer, meaning a source of income from photography. Because as I told Sarah, we wanted to eat regularly and not have to worry about balancing the variable income. It's great in June and July during the wedding season, but December and January is a little tougher time. So it's always been a very serious hobby. I did work as a professional and I'm a member of the Indianapolis Professional Photographers Guild. So I get a chance to do all that I want to. I'm still taking a lot of pictures, but last January, I thought to myself, you got all these things on hard drives. Those of you that work with hard drives and store things on your hard drives, I have over 100 terabytes of storage space filled with images. And I thought, come on, we got to do something. So I thought, I don't want to hang black and white pictures with a white mat in a museum environment. I want to do something a little bit funky. So I found the ability to print on canvas, stretch canvas, and that's what I've done. I made a near fatal error. I didn't tell my lovely wife, Sarah, that I was doing any of this. Large 3 by 4 foot boxes started arriving on the porch from UPS on almost a daily basis in January, February, and March. There were discussions that ensued. It's all like, she's shaking her head now. She's still not quite sure. I have probably 40 prints on display today on canvas, and another 80 or 90 at home in the basement. We're going to have to find a cardboard recycling location quickly because the basement's running out of room. So enjoy. I'm going to take whoever wants to go up, small groups, mingle around. The other thing is, who could come up with desserts like darkroom delight punch and camera cookies? I mean, come on. When I saw these, wow. And there is the origin of all of these beautiful, beautiful desserts today. Hey, JW. She doesn't like this one. I call it Eye of the Camera. It fits for me, okay? So, let's just mingle around, let's just chat. I'm delighted to have some class of 65 people in the room. I have Charlie Richardson here. Where did she go? Oh, there she is, yeah, behind Charlie. I have Debbie Bolton here from the class of 65. It goes on, and I talked enough. You had a question, Charlie?
Yeah, was the Myers studio close to the Presbyterian Church and on the south side of 15th Street? Am I remembering that?
No.
No, it was
The Myers studio is right where Jack Kenworthy's Bedford Federal building is now. Oh, sorry, no, you're right. It's down from the Lions Club, or the
Elks Club.
Elks Club, and it was all the way down to the church.
That's what I remember.
Yes.
What was that guy's first name?
Joe.
But wasn't it a while
Joe.
across from Bell Cleaner, someplace in there?
No, that was a different.
That's Robert's.
That's
That's
Robert's.
That was
Roberts.
Yeah.
Robert's studio.
Okay.
It's up on I Street,
Okay,
across from Bell Cleaner.
right.
Yeah.
So is Hudson's photography for 45 years, by the way.
Yes.
I did it full time and made it, Gary. Let's hear it for you.
And I've come to find out, although I haven't talked to the man yet, that I need to go and learn some more about drones.
Oh, he had a wonderful shot of it.
Because he's the drone king of Indiana, if not nationwide.
I don't know about that, but I've been doing it.
Wow. Charlie, I think I've said enough, don't you?
No, you've got plenty more to talk about.
Yeah, but they don't.
Better that you tell the stories than Carol or I.
There are a lot of rocket stories that Carol did not mention and Charlie did not mention that need to remain unmentioned. Such as our launch of a mouse. His name was Dirk. Developmental, experimental rocketry.
Last name Dirk, first name Christopher.
Christopher Dirk. It didn't have a good ending. I'll leave it there.
That's another story.
That's a whole nother story.
How successful were you all at making your own gunpowder?
How many in the room remember Rexall Drug Store over on the south side of the square?
Yes.
I could walk in those days to Rexall Drug Store and buy saltpeter potassium nitrate in 2-pound jars. You could no more do that today than I would then go home
Great doctor.
and crush up Dad's charcoal briquettes on the grill with a mortar and pestle. And also, I would buy a bag from Rexall of powdered sulfur. Those 3 ingredients, not potassium nitrate, charcoal, and sulfur, made a classic gunpowder mixture. Classic. And our challenge, the DART boys challenge, we called ourselves DART, the Developmental Association of Rocket Technologists. This is in the 60s, mind you, you know. We were into acronyms early on. The key was how many of each do you put in to make the fastest burning, most powerful gunpowder. So we all had formulas, and we would get together and test our gunpowder formulas.
Gary, I have one more thing I would encourage you to talk about. You and Carol, talk about your near future Lawrence County connections underground.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This guy, Carol David Ritter, is not only a tree expert, as evidenced by his wonderful book, Up in the Gift Shop.
In which you have a part.
Small. He's a spelunker of great ability and repute, and knows caves all over the place. He got me in my very first cave with him about 2 years ago. We went out to the Purdue cave. Where else, you know? There isn't an IU cave, is there?
Yes.
There is an IU cave. Sorry. And so he's got another one now down around West Baden, and he's been saying, you pick a date, you got to come down, and we got another cave. Of course, Indiana is replete with caves, most of which have been documented, many by this guy. And so, yeah, Charlie, that's my next mission, is to get down to the, what's the name of the gang? Archer gang.
Yeah, the Outlaw Cave.
The Outlaw Cave, down around West Baden. The archers allegedly use that cave. So you'll see some cave pictures if I ever come and do anything like this again, which I doubt that I will. But anyway, that's it. Anybody have any questions at all? More memories from the past? We could go on and on and on, and I don't want to do that. I'm going to go upstairs just with small groups of people from time to time and mingle. There's a lot of images down here, but right upstairs in the exhibition room, across the hall from the exit to the elevator, and Marla's still closed off the stairs, so you have to take the elevator. There's about 30 images up there, and some of them have stories on them. So please, thank you for coming today. I am overwhelmed and humbled. I really am.
And kudos to Marla, too, for a really good...
Yeah, I didn't say enough thanks to one person in the room. She has knocked it out of the park. She, beyond the call of duty, even yesterday at 6 o'clock, she's communicating with me to give her some titles to finish up the labeling of these prints that are down here. That's commitment and dedication to this exhibit, and I thank you, Marla, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Okay.
And you have a brother here too.
Yeah, how can I not?
Hot seat.
I have a nephew here,
Yeah, okay, that'll do.
and Potsy.
Potsy
Yeah,
was in my
thank you, Mrs. Mount. This is my baby brother, Barry. He is a little younger than me. And just on time and on cue, stop. The most well-known Potts in Bedford, Sherry Potts. I think that does it. Oh, our mother, bless her heart, still lives. right over by Debbie and Mike. 98 years old in June. Having a tough time. Still at home. I still have a mother that's living, which is a blessing. Thanks.